So I chose to study church planting when I was probably 16. Started reading books by Neil Coles, a church planting practitioner from California. And one of the things in his books that just so captured my imagination was when he said it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. And I remember I've been ordained now for 5 years, and I started exploring the process when I was 20. And I remember being sat in the Bishop of Lichfield's office where he said, "Young man, what would you like to do when you grow up," basically. And I said, well, Bishop, I'd really like to be involved in church planting. And he kind of looked up at the sky and said, "Well, we don't really do that." And yet, 5 years on from that, and 5 years ago from now, the Church of England goes about face and begins planting churches all over the country. And it does feel, not just for the Church of England, but wider, what the Spirit is doing in the church. And this has been an opportunity in studying and gaining a deeper and greater perspective on church planting. During the course at St Hild, learnt about loads of different perspectives on church planting, and one of the perspectives was a historical perspective, looking at the Victorian era of church planting, touching on the Methodist revival, but also much broader. What that did for me as I look around at buildings of that era in the city of Bradford, UK, is, Lord, if you could do it again then, you can do it again now. We're in a similar time as then as we are now. And something that we can easily do when we come to study academically is bring quite a large dollop of cynicism to the enterprise. And St Hill doesn't do that, or at least the course that we did on church planting wasn't like that. Instead, I felt my faith built up. I felt excited about what the Lord could do, and encouraged that there were so many other people running after and looking into church planting. One of the sessions on church planting was about digital churches and how we could plant digital churches, and I was really challenged by that. It came during the middle of the coronavirus pandemic lockdowns, where we were all thinking digitally, but probably being a bit hand to mouth rather than being innovative. And out of that, we've began looking at Fountains Church, the church that I help lead, around a new digital stream. We're going to call it Following Jesus in Digital Babylon, which is for followers of Jesus, but also creates a window evangelistically to people who don't yet know Jesus, to hear a little bit of what it would mean and what it does mean to follow Jesus in Bradford in the 21st century, and probably as a young person too.